how I lose fat using only dumbbells. Sean here from Fit Fusion Brotherhood. I own a gym for 10 years. I've coached thousands of clients, and at the gym that I had, we had mostly dumbbells and barbells, so I can tell you, you can absolutely get in the best shape of your life using only dumbbells. Now, I know a lot of you guys out there do not want to join a private or public gym for whatever reason, and you'd much rather work out from home. And if you've listened to any of our other videos, the one piece of equipment that we recommend everyone get for a home gym is dumbbells. So if you have the right piece of equipment, if you know what you're doing, you can get in unbelievable shape. So there is a caveat here. You don't want to have super light dumbbells. Now, it's still better than doing nothing, but you want to be able to get heavy enough and variable enough with your weights that you can really get a good program going. So there's really 3 different types of dumbbells that are going to help you get to your progress. Number 1, perfect world, you have an entire set of dumbbells, 5 to 100 pounds. Now, realistically, this is going to cost a lot of money, and not everyone's going to have the means, the funds, or even the space for this. So you can also do option number 2, which isn't ideal, but still gets the job done. This would have maybe 2 lighter pairs of dumbbells, 2 intermediate pairs of dumbbells, and then 2 heavier pairs of dumbbells as well. And then there's also the third route that you can do and just get the adjustable dumbbells, which actually work really well as well. They're a little bit more expensive, of course, but you get a bunch of dumbbells in one set. So the first step here is making sure that you have the right equipment, because if you only have like 5 or 10 pound dumbbells, eventually you're going to grow to those real quick and you're going to stagnate your progress. Once again, better than nothing, but not really good enough if you want to get that next level. Okay, so if you have a home gym or you're looking to invest in dumbbells or you already have it, here's what I would do if I'm looking to burn a ton of fat using only dumbbells. Number 1 is I would not chase calorie burn. So a lot of people, they want to do as much exercise as they can to get as sweaty as possible, to burn as many calories as possible. Now, unfortunately, this is not a very effective or efficient way to lose body fat. As you'll learn later on in the video, there are better ways to be more efficient with burning fat and just being a lot more efficient with your calorie intake and output as well. So instead, focus on the strength training that I would recommend. Don't worry about chasing calories. Don't worry about sweating a ton or getting the heart rate up. If you want to do cardio separately. Use your dumbbells for your strength training if possible. Number 2 is choosing the right exercises. Super important here. Don't get lost in all the craziness that you see on Instagram and Facebook where people do all these wild exercises. Ideally, you want to stick to the basics. You want to work muscles or exercises that target big muscles and lots of muscles. We call these compound movements. So a lot of rows, pushes, deadlifts, squats, lunges. You'll notice all of these exercises, and there's tons of variations of these that you can do, but all of these exercises, they work more than one joint and they usually work more than one muscles. And it's a great exercise, a great form of exercise to really get a ton of bang for your buck and keep you super efficient and progressing. Now, you can still do those isolation movements like the bicep curls, the tricep extension, the calf raises, all that, but they should be accessory. You should be doing them at the end of your workout rather than the foundational. So remember, the right exercises, they might be boring, but they should be staples. They work big muscles and they work lots of muscles. So make sure you master these first before going to any of the fun accessory movements that we see a lot of guys hop into the gym and just do bicep curls before really building a foundation. So make sure foundation comes first. Number 3, you want to train ideally 3 to 4 times per week. You can probably bring it up to 5, but 3 to 4 times per week is really all you need. And if you're training 3 to 4 times per week, there's a couple different splits you can do. If you're training 3 days a week, I would just do full body, 3 days. Give yourself one day break in between and just do full body. So you got your legs, hamstrings, quads, glutes, you got your chest, you got your back, you got some shoulders, you got some biceps, you got some triceps. A little bit of everything gives your body enough time to heal in between, and you're not putting a ton of volume in each muscle during each session, so by the time you come to the next one, you're good to go. So you can do full body or you can do a split. If you're doing 3 days, you can do a push-pull leg split. I would still rather full body if you're only training 3 times per week. And then if you're doing 4 times per week, you can either do full body or you can do upper body, lower body, lower body. Don't skip leg day, guys. Super important. There's a reason why we're emphasizing 50% of your workouts should be your legs. I know it sucks, but it works and you need to do it. Number 4, Fat-friendly rep ranges. Now there are no such thing as like a fat-friendly rep range. There's no such thing as like a fat-burning workout. But when you're doing strength training during a fat loss phase, your goal is to preserve and build as much muscle as possible. So you want to be operating predominantly in the 8 to 15 rep range. If you're going lower than that, you're training for strength, which is great. There's nothing wrong with that. But if your overall goal is physique, fat loss, 8 to 15 reps seems to be the sweet spot. Now, if you're using weights that you really can't hit 8 reps in, they're probably too heavy and bring those weights down. If you're hitting 15 reps relatively comfortably, that means it's too easy. So you got to bring those weights up. You want to be at that sweet spot, 8 to 15 reps. I don't like to train to absolute failure because it makes the rest of your workout super difficult, but give yourself 1 or 2 reps in the tank. But these exercises and these sets should still be challenging, maybe a 7 or an 8 out of 10 in terms of perceived difficulty. Number 5, progressive overload still matters. For those of you who don't know what progressive overload is, we're talking about just getting stronger every week. So whether that's increasing your weight, your reps, your sets, anything, just to make sure that you are improving. Because if you do the same workout every week, if you're not adjusting the weight and you're just going through the motions, eventually you will hit a plateau, and that's going to stagnate your progress as well. So you want to be tracking your strength, you want to be tracking your reps, you want to be tracking your sets, and making sure that you are having a very conscious effort here in actually getting stronger and improving, because that's how you build muscle, that's how you maintain muscle. And as it pertains to fat loss, you don't want to lose a ton of muscle during fat loss. You want the physique where you're looking lean or shredded, and the way you do that is by having the muscle underneath the fat. And by training for strength, by training for building muscle, you're gonna lose the fat and you're still gonna keep that physique that most people want. So 8 to 15 rep range is kind of the way to go. Progressive overload is the way you make sure that you are still progressing. Now keep in mind, if you've been training for a long time and you've gone through like the whole bulk phase, anytime you drop your calories, anytime you're in a fat loss phase, progressive overload does become a lot more challenging. So as long as you're really pushing and giving yourself a lot of effort, it doesn't have to be an overall huge improvement, especially if your calories are lower. Number 6, this one's super important and has nothing to do with dumbbells, but walk every day. The first thing I said is don't chase calorie burn through your exercise. It's inefficient, it requires a ton of energy, and it's not systemically friendly, meaning the recovery is really rough. Now the exception to that is walking, because it's not hard on the joints, it's not hard on the nervous system, you can do it anytime, anywhere, and as much as you like. And you are going to burn more calories through your daily movement than you are through your exercise. So even if you are training an hour every single day, the person who's walking around more is going to burn more calories than you, regardless if they're not exercising or not. So walking every single day, tracking your steps, being very conscious of your daily movement is one of the easiest ways to bring your calories up without any sort of additional intensity. So be very mindful of your steps. If your goal is fat loss, this should be an absolute non-negotiable. And then the last one here, this one is a caveat, super important, obviously, when we're talking about fat loss and not just exercise, and that's eat for fat loss. Because as important as exercise is, you are not going to get the body of your dreams, you are not going to get that body fat percentage low enough if your diet sucks. Diet is clearly more important than exercise when it comes to fat loss. So we're talking about controlling your calories, so making sure you're either tracking or being relatively conscious of your calorie intake, getting enough protein. This is going to help you feel full, this is going to help burn extra calories, it's also going to help build and maintain the muscle that you have. Okay, so exercise is really going to help with that physique, with the body composition, but nutrition is really going to help with that body weight. So you want to have both of these things on the same page at once, and that's how you really get to that next level. So to sum things up, you can absolutely get in amazing shape by using just dumbbells. You just got to know what to do, when to do, and how to do it, and make sure you're not forgetting about your nutrition as well, because at the end of the day, that's going to be the most important thing. Hopefully this video helped, guys. If you do enjoy videos like this, do us a huge favor, like, comment, and subscribe, and we'll see you in the next one.